Welcome, everyone. I'm going to shortly introduce myself for those who weren't there at the first online masterclass on LinkedIn. So my name is Fabien Delax. I'm in digital marketing and digital products for more than 20 years now. I give courses at UC Louvain, the University of Liège, the business school HEC, and also at StartLab with Gabriel, who is with us today. I founded for Etias, a corporate startup that's called Flora by Etias a few years ago, and now it's a great business running. And 3 years ago, I founded my own company. It's a marketing service company called La Super Grosse Boîte. As maybe you know, I'm very active on LinkedIn with more than 22K followers, just attained this weekend. Last year in 2024, I've reached more than 6 million views with my content without spending any euro on ads, and Favicon ranks me #1 Belgian creator on the topics growth, marketing, and lead generation. These are a few of my customers throughout the years, so startups, but also a lot of companies in entertainment, media, but also big corporates like KBC or Etias or Carlos, for example. So today we're going to talk about how to grow your audience on LinkedIn. So if you haven't seen the first masterclass with the subject, how to optimize your profiles, I invite you to do so. Nicolas sent you the link. So the idea is really to optimize your profile to make it a sales page somewhere. And now we're going to see how to attract people to your profile and grow your audience. So the thing is that there's only one key to grow an audience on LinkedIn. It's to create and publish engaging content. So that's what we're going to see today, how to do that. And for that, you have 4 levels of engaging content. The first one is to understand how the algorithm works. In the previous session, we saw how the business model of LinkedIn works. And so the algorithm, just so you know, works for the business model and to help LinkedIn make money. The second level is to have a content strategy, and we see a lot of things about how to build your content strategy today. The third level is the art of copywriting. So copywriting is really the best way to create engaging content and to make people like, to make people share, to make people comment. And so today I will share with you one copywriting framework that you can use for your own content on LinkedIn. And the fourth lever is the law of reciprocity, and we'll go a little bit into that before the end. You'll be able to ask your question at the end of the session, but don't hesitate to write them down so we can address them all at the end. Sorry, that's not the time for that. Okay. So first lever, the algorithm of LinkedIn. Xavier is coming. So what's happening when somebody publishes a post on LinkedIn? The first thing that happens is the fact that LinkedIn will try to qualify your post. LinkedIn will try to put it in one of those 3 categories: the spam category, where you don't want to be, the low quality category, and the clear category. For that, LinkedIn will check several things on your post. Do you have external link on the post? Because if you send people to another platform, to your website, to any other place, LinkedIn doesn't like it, because of course it's their business is to keep people on the platform. So putting links, it's not forbidden, of course, but if you put systematically links into your post, you will have less reach less people, and build a lower audience. Then it will check the number of hashtags and the number of mentions. So the more you put the more hashtag you put in your post, and the more mentions you put in your post, the more spammy you look to the algorithm of LinkedIn. So if anyone here is on Instagram and has already been tagged by a Shein influencer on some post, you know what it's like to be mentioned on some irrelevant content. Don't do that, because today LinkedIn want high quality content, and so they really don't like when people mention lots of other people and add a lot of hashtag just to get more visibility on the platform. That does not work. So LinkedIn will also check the grammar and the formatting of the post, because today people don't read anymore, they scan. So you have to pay attention to the look of your post and don't make it too heavy to read. So it really has to be organized in such a way that people can scan easily the post, understand the essence, and finally go to the call to action. So once the LinkedIn has understood the quality of the post, they will put you in one of those three categories. So clear is something well formatted with no typos, with almost no mention, or contextual with no hashtag and no external link. And if you want to be in spam, then put 2 external links, for example, 15 hashtags and 15 mention. Then you're sure you'll be in the spam category. Once the quality is checked, then you also have the understanding of the subject and the target. For that, LinkedIn will use the hashtag that you put in the post, but only if those are related to keywords that are already in the text that you put. So my advice today for hashtags is to really forget about hashtags and use no hashtag in your post. So if I ask you a question, how many hashtags should you put in your post? Then the answer is 0. Thank you, Gabriel. Okay. Once the LinkedIn has qualified your post, then it will look at 3 things during a test phase. We'll see the test phase next, but LinkedIn will try to calculate what I call the virality score. So the virality score is based on 3 major other metrics, which are first the engagement rate, so the number of people that will react to your post after seeing it. The second criteria is the engagement quality. So it will look at the source of traffic. So for example, if you use automated pods or even manual pods, LinkedIn will be able to see lots of traffic coming from the search sources at the same time, and so they won't estimate that this traffic is qualified and that this engagement is qualified. Then they will also look at the time to like. This means that if people look only the hook of your post and like it, it has less value than if people spend 1 minute reading your post and then at the end like it. So it's not the same quality of engagement. Then LinkedIn will also look at the size of comments. So a comments like great post, thank you, thanks for sharing, has almost no value for LinkedIn, while a post with 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences in the comment and that uses keywords that you can find in the post has greater value for LinkedIn and its algorithm than those small comments. So try to generate big comments and conversation into your post. The third thing is related to time. There are 2 kinds of time in this calculation. The first one is the dwell time, so the time that people spend on your publication. So it's the post and it includes also the comments. So the more comments you have, the more time people will spend on the comment and on the post, and so the happier will be LinkedIn, because the more people on the platform, the more they are able to display ads and earn money. And the second thing is what I call the completion rate. So the percentage of, if you publish a video or a carousel, for example, it requires a certain time to be completed. So if people watch If you have a carousel with 10 slides and people stop after the fifth one, you have a completion rate of 50%, which is good or not good. And they will calculate the average completion rate. So same for a video. If you have a 1 minute video and people watch 60 seconds, then you have a 100% completion rate. But if it's 6 seconds, you have a 10% completion rate, and that's not enough. So the more time people spend on your publication, the better for the algorithm. If we look at the engagement, we have several kinds of engagement signs. We have visible and not visible engagement. So, of course, the comments are the most visible sign of engagement. Everyone can see it on the publication, like reactions. But you have also engagement signs that are not visible for people, like the clicks on see more. And you, even as a creator, you don't see the number of people that clicked on the see more button. You have also a save feature for on every post. It's not as visible as it is on Instagram, for example, but it's possible to save a post. So you could also have a call to action asking people to save the post for later. And then you have the shares and reposts that are visible engagement signs. And then you also have what they call external shares. So a share that people can send your post to somebody else on WhatsApp or Messenger, for example. Okay, so now that you understood how LinkedIn calculates the virality score on your post, then once the publish button was pushed, you have a first phase, which is a test phase. This test phase has a target audience that are your first level of connection and or followers. And also, you will add to this batch of people the people that got a notification because they activated the bell on your profile to be notified when you publish your post. So the number of users that will see your post are between 100 and 200 people. Of course, if you are directly put in the spam category, the reach will be limited to 15 people maximum. So that's the base batch that you will have, and this test will last between 30 and 90 minutes, and that's what we call the golden hour on LinkedIn. So it's the time when LinkedIn is testing the virality score of your post. After this test, LinkedIn will calculate the virality score, and if it's good enough, then your post will be broadcasted, displayed to more people. That's the third phase that I call the engagement loops. So LinkedIn will start to show your post to more people, first inside your connections and followers, but then it will start to show and display the post to your second and third cycle, so the people that don't know you yet. So after each engagement loop, LinkedIn will continue to calculate the virality score and decide if it will go or not into a next loop. So that's how you can have a reach of 500 people if you limit to the first loop to 5 million users, or even 10 to 12 million users, which is one of the records that I saw on LinkedIn in the last months. And this broadcasting of your post will most of the time last 20 to 48 hours. But the more your post has a good virality score, the more time it will be displayed. I have some posts that had an excellent virality a few months ago, and still today I have 500 views of the post every week or every month. Okay, that was the first level of engagement, the understanding of how the algorithm works, and so how you can adapt, for example, your call to action. The second thing is to have a content strategy. So the first question is, okay, what is the content strategy? For me, it's four things. The first thing, it's to have clear objectives and target audiences. You have to know what you want to achieve and who you want to reach. The second one is to have an editorial line, so to be sure about the themes and the subject that you will address into your post, and not have too many. The third thing is the formats of the content that you will choose to create brand recognition or personal brand recognition, and to have a consistent publication frequency. And we're going to see all those four items. So if we start with the objectives, on LinkedIn, there are several objectives that you can achieve. First, it's to raise your awareness. Second one, to work on your brand image or your employer branding. You can do retention, customer retention, or even employee retention, because the more a brand is known and appreciated, the more people tend to trust it, stay with it if they are employees, or buy to it if they are potential customers. You can of course do sales. You can recruit people. That's the base or the roots of LinkedIn. You can raise funds and not funds. Don't know what funds are. And you can also do some influence towards, for example, the governments. One of those objectives, and the most frequent that I see, is to raise the brand awareness. And so you have several levels of brand awareness, and the one everyone wants to achieve, it's like as if I ask you to mention now a drink brand. I'm sure 90% of you will say Coca-Cola, which is the top of mind brand when you look at drinks, or IKEA if we look at home furniture. So this pyramid displays the level of awareness that a brand can have. So next to top of mind, which is really, really nice, is what we call unaided awareness. So when we ask people to give 3 to 4 names of a category, then they say, for example, if I'm talking about insurance, you will say AXA, AG, Etias, and for example, Yuzu. These are the brands that have unaided awareness. But if I tell you, do you know Belfius Insurance and PNV Insurance, you will tell me yes, and then that's what we call assisted awareness, because when I show you the brand, you recognize it. So this is one of the main objectives that I see for brands and people on LinkedIn. Then the second one is to work on the brand image. So what people think about you, or your personal brand, or your enterprise brand. So branding is really all the actions that you can take to position your brand on the market and differentiate it. I will correct the slide before sharing it to you, because I see that there's still a small error on it. And so this goes through several things that we call distinctive brand assets. So these are things that people will understand as one of an attribute to your brand. So everyone knows about brand identity, so the colors, the logos, the fonts that you use, but also it's the brand voice, how you speak, your personality. Sometimes it's how you sound. Some brands that goes to advertise on radio, they have most of the time a small jingle that you can recognize. That's what we call the sound identity. So it's really a question of perception, and that's something that you have to define and then use into your content strategy, so people can make the connection between an attribute and your brand. And I like this quote from Jeff Bezos: "Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room." This means that if you don't work on your brand, people will work on your brand instead of you, and they will decide the attributes that they will tell you. The third most frequent objective that brands and people have on LinkedIn is to sell. But there's something that most people ignore when they sell, is that only 3% of their target market is at what we call the buying stage. And most people, 97% of them, are not there yet. Whether they are in what we call the awareness phase, so they must learn about the problem or opportunity, the problem that you solve or opportunity that you could help them leverage. And the other people are 20% are aware of that opportunity of problem they are facing, and 17% are looking for information. They are in the consideration phase. This means that if you have a content strategy on LinkedIn and you want to sell, you have to adapt the publications, the messages of that you share to the level of awareness that people have in their buying journey. So if we go from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, you have to start by educating about the problem, making people realize that they have a problem that you can solve. And so that's what I call in French a déclic post or a conscientization post, awareness post. Then you have to educate about your marketing category, what you do, who you are, and the different solutions on the market, including the alternatives that are on the market to solve this problem that you also solve. Then educate about your offers and what differentiates you from the other alternatives. And then at the buying stage, you have to convince people with what I call irrefutable evidences. So we also talk about social proofs. So it's customer testimonials, for example, or numbers or results that you got with your current customers. And to apply that on the content strategy, that's what I call the content funnel strategy that you can use on LinkedIn. So you have posts that have an objective to make people aware about the problem that they face. Posts in the middle of the funnel that help people consider you as a credible alternative to solve that problem, and conversion posts, bottom of the funnel, that will help people take action. For example, download the lead magnet, register to a webinar, or get in touch with you to get a meeting. So you have three kind of posts with three kind of objectives that finally are the same. The thing is that most people today only do what I call bottom of the funnel posts. So they say, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. It's like asking somebody to marry you at the first date. So don't do that. People, most of the time, people don't accept to marry somebody else at the first date. So if we go a bit further, we have 5 typologies of content that we can share on LinkedIn. The first one, we haven't talked about it yet, is the branding or personal branding, depending on if you want to position yourself as a brand or your company, your enterprise as a brand. And so the objectives of those posts are clearly to get more visibility and awareness, because you will talk about yourself, and people like more people than brands, for example, or about your values. The objective is really to position yourself, to work on your brand image or your personal brand image. Then you have the awareness post. So that's the idea of raising the awareness about the problem that you solve or the opportunity that people can leverage buying your product or service. Then you have the expertise post that will help you demonstrate your value, your expertise, and build trust with your target audience. These are the middle of the funnel post. Then you have the bottom of the funnel post, the conversion post, that have as an objective to sell, to generate leads, to generate demand, applications if you recruit, or registration if you have a newsletter, or if you want people to register, for example, for a webinar like this one. Then you have a fifth typology of content, which are the news. So when you have a news to share, you want to inform people about that. That helps also your credibility, your awareness, and though that's most of the time the kind of post that works well because it's easy to like and easy to be happy for you. Okay, now that we've seen the objectives, we can see the themes in the editorial line to look about the subject that you will be able to talk about. Then I will share you 3 methods to find content ideas and to look at the themes that you will be able to talk about. The first method that I recommend is the mind map method. So you start from your main expertise and then you divide it into a mind map into sub expertise, and then you think about all the posts that you can write to make people get aware of the problem that you solve. You give tips to work on your credibility or methods or lists of tools and stuff like that. And you can, for each of these subjects, also, of course, talk about your offers, the reasons that you got for your customers, and display or publish customer cases, for example. The second method is what I call the buyer journey method. So the idea here is really to map the different stages through which your customer goes to attain an objective that they have. So here, the example on the slide is the objective of moving. So you always have at the start what I call a trigger. So let's take the example. You have, for example, if I want to move, I can have several triggers. So the first trigger would be that, okay, I've finished my studies, I have my master, I found a job, I start earning money, I want to leave my parents' house and get my own apartment. That's the trigger. Then once to achieve this objective, to have my own apartment, there are several steps that I have to go through. First, I have to define the criteria of my new home, to look for my new home, then to visit potential apartments, then to decide for one, then to manage everything that is related to administrative tasks, and then at the end I can move and be in my own apartment. The idea here to find the content ideas is to list those phases, to list the tasks that people have to perform in each phase, and to list all the questions that people can ask themselves or ask online to get the answers to go forward in their journey. So if I take an example on the first step, that could be, what is the average rent amount in Schaerbeek? That's the kind of question that people can have when they start looking for an apartment, and compare, for example, the different prices regarding the size or number of bedrooms of apartment. But if you are in this phase, you will ask yourself questions like, is the renter insurance mandatory or not? And so that's a more precise questions and more close to the time of moving. So that's the way you can have ideas to publish content that is really useful to your users and to your target audience, so they trust you and they will go with you because you are the trusted partner that will give them or provide them the answer. This strategy works well, really, or this method works really well also if you have a SEO strategy, and then if you want to create a content for your websites, for your blog, that you will be able to publish and to repurpose as smaller version on social media and especially on LinkedIn. And the third method is what I call the question and objections method. So that's really the idea to list all the questions that people ask you, or that your customers ask you when you meet, when you have conversation with them. I think that if a question comes at least 3 times, it's an opportunity to create a post on social media for this question with the answer. And the second part is something that is more known for people in sales. It's about the doing the same with all the objections that you get throughout the sales process. So if I take my own example of publishing on LinkedIn, I always have the same objections. I don't have ideas for content. I cannot write. I won't be taken seriously. I don't have the time. So these are the objections that people tell me not to do the task, not to publish on LinkedIn. And so every objection can be addressed through content, because when you have somebody face to face, you will give an answer to this kind of objection. If I have somebody face to face, I will be able to give an answer so that the people are more comfortable with the idea of performing the task or buying the solution. And so the idea here is really to find content that will be published to address those objections before you even meet the customer or the prospect. So for example, I don't have ideas for content. I can do a post which is 3 methods to find endless content ideas, and that I've just shared with you right away. So that's really the idea to generate the subject for your post. The next thing is the formats of content. So on LinkedIn, you have 7 different formats. You have text only, text plus image or photo, carousel, video, photo gallery, surveys, and the last one is the newsletter, and you also have the live video that you can use. So my advice would be to select 2-3 types of content that you will use consistently, so you can generate what I call brand recognition. So people know that this is your style. They will see the same kind of post, and they will have you will create some recognition, and so people will recognize you and will be able to pay more attention to your post. And if we go back to the 5 typologies of content, here are the formats that work well with each of those typologies. So for branding or personal branding, what works well is the portrait photo, but also vertical video when you do face the camera, but also if you are a brand, the photo galleries is something that work well. If you want to make awareness post, then image plus text works well, but also, of course, the carousel is the most popular format on LinkedIn for this kind of post, and vertical videos work also really well. And for expertise posts, it's exactly the same kind of formats that you can use. For conventional posts, you can use also the carousel plus a link into the post, so you can send people to perform the action that you want them to perform at the end of your post. But that works well also with a text plus photo post. And if you want to share a news, what works well is a photo or an image plus a text, indeed. That was it for the formats. Now, when you look at the frequency, to be honest, the higher the frequency, of course, the better and the larger the audience that you will reach will be. But the real good frequency is the one that you can afford, because you have to know that publishing content is on LinkedIn is something that consumes time, and you don't have only the time to create the post and publish it. You have the time for ideation, what you will write about, the time really to create. I advise you to take a time to edit the post before you publish or program it, and then the publication. Then you also have to manage the interactions on your post, the comments that you get, and to answer to those. Often next to that, I always have a question, which is, what is the best time to publish on LinkedIn? And my best answer would be when you are available, because remember, the algorithm, you have those 30 to 90 minutes that we call the golden hour, which is the test phase where LinkedIn tests the virality score of your post, and that will define the following. So the best time to publish would be when you are available. Of course, Saturday night, 3 a.m. is not a good time because you don't have that many people on LinkedIn. But during the week, almost any day is a good day. And then once you have that, I advise you to create what I call your editorial calendar to help you manage that frequency and have a consistent approach to content. You will have the slides, so don't have to make a screenshot. And there's a strategy that I recommend for you as startups. Just before that, 2 reminders. The first one, if you were at the first session, is that company pages have 8 times less reach than personal profiles. And the second thing is that only 1% of the people on LinkedIn publish content for 90% that only watch the content. So the strategy that I advise you to have is what I call the Avenger strategy. So that's really a strategy where as many people as possible in the company, and especially executives and C-levels, have their own content strategy and talk about the company, which also have its own strategy on the platform. So this makes more visibility for the company page. And if you were there for the last time, you saw this slide where I showed you what happens when the CEO of a startup starts to publish on LinkedIn. More views, then more followers for the CEO, but also more views, more followers, and more visits to the website for the company page, but when you have a strategy where more people in the company start to publish content on LinkedIn, this is what happens in the next month. So that's an example of one of my customers that adopted this strategy. Of course, here they were on holiday. They had a lucky day, I would say, when they started to publish again after their holiday. But then they started to publish after a full day training that they got with me. And then that's the visibility only for the company page. After they started to all publish on LinkedIn, and there were 5 of them publishing. And so during the next 3 months, they increased their visibility by more than 250% on LinkedIn. And the last lever, if I'm not wrong, is the third lever is copywriting. So copywriting is really the art of convincing with words. And before going into the framework that I promised I will share, I have 2 studies to share with you. The first one is a study of TikTok that reveals that our brains take less than 2 seconds to decide if we're going to watch or not a content on a social media feed. That's really impressive to me. And the second one is a study about our attention span as humans. So 25 years ago, there was a study that revealed that on a task like reading a blog article or a news, our attention span was 12 seconds. So every 12 seconds, we think about something else before going back to the content. 15 years later, they did again the study. And as a reminder, what we saw during those 15 years, it's the rise of the internet, the rise of social media, and the rise of smartphone. The impact on our attention span is a decrease by almost 30%. So our attention spans today, 10 years ago, was 8.25 seconds, which is very low, especially if you compare it to goldfish, because goldfish, they have an attention span of 9 seconds. I cannot even imagine today with the rise of TikTok and short form video, social media like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. Think about it. But that means all those 2 studies mean that it's really important to be able to hook people. So the hook is really the first line of content plus the visual of your LinkedIn post. And to me, it's really the law of Pareto. The hook is 80% of a post success. So you really want to work on this to improve increase the number of people that will click on the see more button and then be able to engage on your post. There are three things that I advise you to do to train yourself to do better hooks. Is first, look at the title of the press articles that you read, especially in the Google app on your smartphone. Some media are really good about that. So, for example, if you are a fan of Real Madrid and you see some posts saying where the title is this player to leave the White House. You don't know who the player is, so you want to click, and that's a good hook for a targeted audience. So a good hook is really something that creates curiosity and that makes people click to learn more. So you give a certain percentage of the information, but you remove the essential part of the information in your hook. You spend some time on LinkedIn, on YouTube, sorry, and to look at the titles and the thumbnails of videos. Some people, the best and the best YouTubers do really well on that because they know that it's almost 80% of the traffic that they get and the views that they get on their videos. And also, if you yourself scroll on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook, when you click on the see more button, just take a step back and think about what made you click on this post. And there's a small tool on LinkedIn that you can use, which is called Perfect Post. It's a tool that is a Chrome extension or Firefox extension that allows you to see where will be the see more button, so you can work on your hook in the preview before publishing or programming the post. Okay, a small framework that I will share, copywriting framework, is the Pass plus A framework. So it's a framework where you will start with stating a problem, especially if you put a big number in it, that works well. Then you agitate, you drive the nail in, you really press where it hurts, you list the problems, the consequences of a problem. It's really a matter of empathizing the problems that face your audience. Then you describe your solution to that problem. Then you end with a call to action to make people act. This framework works really well for bottom of the funnel sales post where you want people to take action after that. And here's an example of mine. It's in French, sorry. But I guess everyone will understand. So if we look at the framework, it's that the P for problem, we pose a problem. So 95% of company pages on LinkedIn are doing it wrong, I would say. Plus the image is secret to make your company page land on LinkedIn in 2024. So that gives people the will to click on the see more button. And then you have the agitation part where I decompose the problem into sub-problems, for example. So these are the consequences of the bad strategy for company pages. So comments are it doesn't generate traffic. You have no visibility. 90% of lies come from employees. They don't generate leads, and the number of followers just stay the same all the time. That's the agitation. So it's really the description of this problem, and you can use those little dash to bullet list to be really clear. Then you explain your solution. That's an offer that I got to solve that problem for this audience, and then you end with a call to action, requesting people to contact you, for example, like in this case. Then to finish, we have what I call the law of reciprocity. So the law of reciprocity is the fact that we as humans, we love dopamine, and we are subject to that. So the reciprocity is when you like or comment somebody's post, the law says that this person will have more chance to comment or like your own post. So as long as you want to generate more engagement and better engagement, you should have this strategy to create engagement on other people's posts. And do that during this golden hour, so when you just published your post. Why? Because LinkedIn rewards active users. So the actions that I advise you to take after the publication of your post is this one. It's really to connect and engage during 30 minutes in a row. So at least 5 posts per day, and especially, of course, on the days that and at the time that you publish your post. So this way, LinkedIn, that understands the dopamine effect on our brains, will show your post in the feed of those you commented on their own post, and even to people that you had a chat with in the message app of LinkedIn. So that's really the way that you can increase the chances of LinkedIn showing your post to somebody, and of LinkedIn of that person engaging on your post. And not to spend too many time on LinkedIn every day or every day you publish. I advise you to do this, is to really create a list of people to comment and to use the feature of the notification. So you can go on anyone's profile, like here, and click on the bell and decide to activate the notification of on the new content that this person or publishes. So all better or known. So I advise you to do all. So this way you don't spend time scrolling your feed to find some interesting content to comment. I really advise you to do this so you don't lose time finding content to comment. You will have those people already ready in your notification list. So who to comment? Your peers, of course, mentors, for example, but also your target audience. So that could be customers or prospects. You can use the LinkedIn search bar to find them. You go to their profile, you activate the bell, and then you will get a notification when they post something. And the last advice to benefit this law of reciprocity is really to comment smartly. You don't always have something to say, but you can just thank the author for what you just learned on their post, add your opinion or a return of on experience. You can ask a question, and you could also mention somebody that could be interested, that will be really appreciated by the people. And when you comment, try to use at least 12 words. Remember the fact that LinkedIn looks at the quality of engagement, and try to include keywords that you will find in the original post, because the better and the higher the quality of your own comments will impact the quality of the comments that people will make on your own post. So that was it for me today. If you have any question, you can ask them in the chat, or turn your mic on and speak. You don't have any question?
Hello, I have a question. Hi.
Hello, Laurence.
Hi. Thanks for the presentation. I have a small question about the LinkedIn verification badge. You have anything about that?
So I don't have insights about that. They of course they say that if you verify your account, you will have more reach, but I don't really have insights that prove it. But
because I really want to ID people, yeah, and knowing what we know about social media today, I personally am a little bit uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you have this badge, of course that that should create more trust from other people on the platform, because you have, it's like it also works on Twitter or on Facebook and Instagram. When somebody has the badge, they look more like somebody you can trust.
Okay, and just while I'm at it, I have another question. So you mentioned here that colleagues are like, is it a problem if it's colleagues who comment my posts?
No, because of course, when you start publishing on LinkedIn, you start with a zero community, so zero people that will come to your post regularly to comment. So yes, do comment your colleagues' post and ask them to do the same for you. Of course, when you start, you will be you will be seen. It will be an evidence that you do it on purpose, but it will also help your reach, and so it will help you reach more people and increase the size of this community of people that comment regularly on your post.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, last question.
Yes.
Can you when you send the link with this presentation, can you send the one from the other one about your profile, because I don't think I got it, and maybe sending both together is
okay.
easier.
I will ask Nicolas, because he's the one doing the communication.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Somebody else? Gabriel, I'm sure you have a question. Or do I pick anyone randomly?
Hey, Fabien, I have a question.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
All right. So first of all, thank you for the presentation. It was really helpful. I asked you a question last time. It's very similar, but it's not the same. When I look at one of your slides, it says that you should. I mean, you should. You said you should post as regularly, as frequently as you can. But the recommendation was 4 to 5 times a week. I assume that that's when your pipe of publications is well set. Do you have any idea how long it took you or it takes your clients to set that up, and once that's done, how long it takes for the curation of one post, one of those posts that you're supposed to post every week? I don't know if my question was clear enough.
So of course, the more you publish, the quicker you will go to raise an audience. But the truth is that you don't have to publish 4 to 5 times per week. Some people also have a great visibility, great awareness, great image, and they post only once or twice a week. So you can also benefit of the scarcity effect if the quality of your post is really high, and the I would say the deepness of your views in those posts are really high, especially at the AI era. But I understand that the question is, when can you republish a post?
Yes, it's how long does it take to be ready to post that often, in a sense? Like it must have taken, because if you're posting for, a couple of times a week, it takes me a minimum of 1 hour to prepare a post that will be insightful, that will deliver value. I try not to overthink it, but it takes quite some time. So I was wondering, do people really invest that time for each post, or it seems a bit overwhelming? That's why I'm trying to understand how much effort
you should invest into it.
Yeah, or how much effort you put in it.
I would say that the effort that you should at the minimum put is 2 hours a week with one post, 1 hour to create your post, and 1 hour to engage on the platform. But of course, the more you will create content, the less time it will take you to create that content, and so you can lower the time per post. And of course, if you want to recycle a post, I do it. I wait at least 3 months to recycle a post. Sometimes 4, sometimes 6. It really depends also on my strategy and my objectives at the time.
I have a question, 2 questions. One is that I've seen that the algorithm has changed the last 2-3 months.
Yes.
And that we get less views, and that as a counterpart there is more discovery. And the second question is page post versus personal post. What is your strategy regarding that?
Well, the truth is that the bigger a company is, the more it tends to publish on the company page, because the idea is to centralize, organize, and control the communication. And so it really depends on the vision, the ambition of the company. I always advise to have a company page, even for independents or solo entrepreneurs, because it gives more credibility, even if you don't really publish on the page, which is my case, for example, today. But the more you get, the bigger you get, the more important it starts to publish on the page. So I would say that if you are 10 in the company, or 10 to 15, then it's time to start publishing at least once per week on the company page, because that's the moment you start to, I guess at that number of people, you should be at 1. So if you go from 0 to 1, from 1 to 100, you should start publish on the page at that moment.
I
And
have
the second
one
question was?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Alexandre.
Yeah, I thank you first of all for the presentation. Very good. I was wondering about posting with your company page. I mean, oftentimes, for example, when I go to an event to like represent a company, then I post it with my personal LinkedIn, and then we repost it with the company page. But is that ideal to do that with most posts, or should you only do that occasionally? And when you then repost it with your company page, should you add like another caption to it to give some extra context, or what is your vision on that?
So when you, there are, I would say, different cases. So when you publish an original post, you have more possibility to do more reach as the author of the post, whether you are the company page or a personal profile. When you repost something, so just the simple repost without any content adding, then you will offer a maximum of 200 new views to the original publication of the author. But if you are a brand and that you repost a company page, for example, and you repost a post from your from a partner, for example, it's okay for the partner, but it will bring you 0. Okay, and you could also dilute, I would say, your own brand, because if you have a brand that shares the content of another brand, then it could be strange in terms of really branding. And then if you repost with adding content, so if you reshare, then you will create a new post from your page or your profile that embeds somewhere the original post of the author. This kind of posts most of the time are limited into the reach they can have. So you could create maybe 200 more views for the original author, and a couple of 100 views for your own content at the maximum. My advice would always be to create a new post even if you reuse the pictures or the visuals that were in the original post. But of course, repost is or reshare is better than nothing.
Okay.
So it's really a question of how much time can you allocate to create a new post, and that's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
But if the better if you publish on your company page is to ask employees to comment, and if they are not used to post on LinkedIn, it's better if they like, comment, and maybe repost.
Okay. Here. Thank you so much.
Last question, somebody? Okay, then thank you everyone for this hour and those questions. I will edit the video and then send it to Nicolas so he can share the slides and the video to you as soon as possible. Wish you a great week. See you soon. Bye.